Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and today I'm going to give you another update on my new car. Well, if you watched the video last week or whenever I posted it, I said I was buying another car. So it's not a new car, it's a used car. And I'm going to give you some hints. And in these videos, I'll put the hints at the end, and hopefully after 4 or 5 of these videos, you can guess the car. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the buying process in all these videos. So if you ever bought a car out of state, you know that how I do it. So if you watch these videos, I'm going to give you a lot of helpful hints. I've probably bought 100 cars out of state. So this is how I do it, and this will help you too. So if you watch that first video, the first hint that I gave you is that the car is rear wheel drive. And I'll give you at least one more hint. You know what? I think I'm going to give you 2 hints today. Maybe one in the middle, one at the end of the video. So if you're looking, like I said in the last video, if you're looking for, and that video is called, I think I bought a car, I bought another car. I'll link it towards the end of this video. So if you want a gray, silver Camry, a white Honda Civic, you're probably going to find one in your town. If you want a specific sports car like me, you really have to search the whole country. So I actually found this car in Florida. It's about 1,000 miles south of where I live in New Jersey. Now, the problem is it's the dead of winter. So even though in Florida, it's a great place to have a sports car, right now in New Jersey, not so good. So I haven't even got the paperwork yet. So I posted that video. I had put a deposit on the car, so they're holding it for me. They were FedExing me the paperwork overnight, so you don't have to go in person. So a lot of times when you call a dealership that's out of state, they're going to ask you to come down, right? If they can get you to the dealership, there's a much better chance than you're going to buy that if you're on the phone. So a lot of good salesmen, they work the phones. They don't wait for people to come to the dealership. They're going to starve to death. They need sales. Somebody comes on the phone, hey, come down to that car, test drive it. There's a good chance that you're going to buy the car. Probably a 50-50 shot if you come in the dealer. If you're just talking or emailing, they know you're calling or emailing 100 guys, 100 people. Chances are you're not going to buy from them. So they always try to get you to come down. So like on a sports car especially, they want you to buy with your heart, not with your brain. Come down, test drive it, and fall in love with the car, and you'll purchase it. So I always ask them to do a FaceTime call so I can see the car in person, because pictures can be touched up. They're always touched up on the internet. And I can tell you for sure, if they post 50 pictures or 20 pictures and they don't show you the driver's side door, that's where the accident was on the Carfax, or that's where the dent is, or that's where the paint doesn't match, and they left that off on purpose. You're assuming you're showing all 4 wheels, and there may be one full of curb rash, and they show you one wheel 2 times, and then the other 2 wheels for a total of 3. And so it's never what it seems. And even if they tell you a little old lady drove it to church, and I asked them to see this and this on the car, 9 out of 10 times it never checks out. Typically in that 1 in 10, when the car does check out from my FaceTime inspection, I usually purchase the car, because I know there's going to be 9 more times coming up that it doesn't work out. So now the problem is we're in the dead of winter. So they were overnighting. I put a deposit, and I always put as much as I can when I purchase a car on a credit card. They'll usually only allow you to put $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, because remember, the credit card charges both. It charges you interest and it charges them. So once you're ready to negotiate your best price and they say, let's just say $20,000 you were buying a car, you'd want to put your max that they allow on the credit card, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You get the points on your credit card. So for example, I'm sitting in my daily driver, the 2020 BMW M340i xDrive, and I have a BMW credit card. So anytime I buy another car, I'll put as much down payment as they can on the credit card, and then I'll get the points. So this lowers my payment on this car about $100 a month. Just I put everything on the credit card. Paying my car insurance, I pay the insurance company through my credit card. Paying as much as I can. Whatever I can put on my credit card, I do. Paying my real estate taxes on my home. If the town allows me to do that, I do that. So everything runs through my credit card. I maximize the most points. Since I have a BMW card, I can take it directly off my BMW payment, and I typically will save $100 a month just spending what I normally spend. Lowers my payment $100 on this brand new lease. So I've been waiting 3 days for the paperwork to be overnighted to me. It's supposed to be overnight. It's supposed to get the next day. But because there's a lot of snowstorms between New Jersey and Florida, or a lot of ice storms, whatever it is, I guess the planes aren't getting out. So I still have not got the paperwork yet. I did put my deposit down on my credit card. So this way they'll hold the car for me. They're aware of the weather. They're aware that their paperwork hasn't gotten to me because they can track the envelope. The paperwork somewhere in Tennessee. I'm supposed to get it tonight by 8 o'clock. We'll see. There's more, at the time that I'm filming this, there's more snow coming. So I don't think I'm going to get to the bank tomorrow. But just so you know, there are some stipulations when buying a car, and if that's the car for you, definitely put a deposit on it, like when I bought the Miami Blue Carrera, which is over there. And the reason for that is, you're out of state, somebody can walk in the dealership, test drive that car, fall in love with it, buy it. And, I've even had happen when I put a deposit on a car, not if I'm a main dealer, but like a small dealer individual, giving them a deposit. Somebody came later and offered them cash, and they refunded me the deposit, no problem. And if I put in my credit card, I saw that it was back on the credit card, no problem. But a car can be sold out from under you. So always give a deposit if that's the car you want. So now I'm waiting on their paperwork, which isn't my fault. I'm waiting for it. And hopefully when I get it, we're not in the middle of blizzard, that I can get to the bank and send it back to them. When you buy a car from Florida, for whatever reason, they want all the paperwork notarized. New Jersey doesn't work that way. Every state is different. So the hard part in New Jersey is finding a notary, because you don't need anything notarized. So I'll have to go to a place where hopefully my bank has a notary. And then when I give them the check, I can get all the paperwork notarized at the same time. So the one hint you have so far, let me give you a hint right now. So one of the hints is it's rear drive, no surprise. Except for my daily drivers, the Jeep Grand Cherokee and this, all my cars are rear drive. So of course I want a rear drive car. So I'm going to give you two hints today. It has a manual transmission, no surprise. And then I'm going to give you another hint at the very end of this video. So now arrange for shipping. So I can't arrange for shipping until I know they have the money and it's cleared and the paperwork, and then I can arrange the shipper. So always tell them that up front. Say, look, when we finalize this deal and I send you the payment, it still may take another day or two for shipping. Now they may have, especially with the end of the month, a lot of times, they want that car delivered and off their premises by the end of the month to count it for a sale that month. I don't know if they count it by when they get the money, or they count it when the car is actually physically taken away. So hopefully they do it when they get the money. So if it takes, your shipper could take a week to get there. Get a couple different shipping quotes. I always use people that I've used before. Could I trust them? Now I'm giving them multiple business, and they've always done a good job for me. Don't get, as I said in the last video, don't get the cheapest shipper. I have people that'll maybe buy their dream car from me. It's something they wanted their whole life. My car's clean, original paint, and then they ship it across the country because it's the cheapest on the back of a tow truck, literally. And God knows how many scratches and dings and damage to the paint it would get going across country. Spend an extra $500, $1,000, and have your baby delivered. So I'm going to have this car delivered enclosed. So most of my cars, New Jersey, New York, there's a lot of money in this area. So use sports cars. There's also 9 million people in New Jersey, another 8 million people in New York City. I think another like 9 million people in New York State. So we have like 20 million people here. And all it takes is one other person to love your car, and they're going to probably bid you for it, or just pay full price and not even negotiate. So if you want to do all those things, you always take a chance of losing the car. So I've always done well buying cars out of state and just shipping to them. Now, I always want to see a car with my eyes. So if I can't physically jump on a plane, and we really can't do that with COVID, and I can't do that for my real estate business, is FaceTime, and you can have them show you everything. So if you know there's problem areas with the car, you can have that. You can have them send you an auto check or Carfax. Spend the money to get one. Like when I sell a car, people are like, oh, do you have a Carfax? Well, if you're really interested in the car, spend $50 to get the Carfax. And as a seller, a lot of times when I put my car for sale, I'll pay for $50 for the Carfax, because this way everybody's going to be like, oh, do you have a Carfax? I could just send it to them, because that's going to differentiate you in a dealer, because a dealer can definitely give them a Carfax. You should be able to give it to them themselves. So those are some hints for shipping and seeing the car through your phone, through your FaceTime when you can't be there physically. So another hint I'm going to give you guys right now is, and this is going to surprise you more than everything I've said so far, is the car is not blue. Can you believe it? Once in a while I've bought orange cars, once in a while I've bought red cars, but pretty much every car I buy is blue. If I can't get blue, then I like black. I love the color black, I just hate cleaning black. So I always go for bright blue cars, with the exception of the 1M, which is orange, and the Jeep Grand Cherokee, which is sapphire black. All my cars are blue. So this car is not going to be blue. So you have 3 hints now: rear drive, manual transmission. Those are no surprises. But the biggest surprise, right, is that it's not blue. So leave your guess what the new car is below. And again, it's a used car. It's not a new car. So that's another hint. And I'll keep doing videos. Maybe when I get the paperwork or send the paperwork back, I'll let you know. There's a couple things that's going to go on there, which will help you if you're ever trying to buy a car out of state and get shipped. I'm hoping by March 1st I'll have this car. That's what I'm hoping. And I'll get into DMV and how all that works and temporary plates in upcoming videos. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. And leave your guess below what car I just bought. And I will see you. You're going to love this car, by the way. And I will see you next time.